Check, check. 1 2 1 2 check.
I just started feeling bad about an hour ago. I have vertigo, this vertigo, so
Good evening. This meeting is now called to order. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Present. Ooh, that's kind of loud. Present. Let me take it back. Excuse me.
Trustee Williams.
Here.
Trustee Jenkins Bell. Trustee Fulcher.
Here.
Trustee Thompson.
Present.
Trustee Brooks.
Present.
Mayor Rudis.
Present, Madam Clerk. Please stand for our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I need a motion to table the minutes for tonight. Moved by Lewis. Second by Jenkins Bell. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis.
Votes aye.
Trustee Williams.
Votes aye.
Trustee Jenkins Bell. Trustee Fulcher.
Votes aye.
Trustee Thompson.
Votes aye.
Trustee Brooks. Mayor Rudis.
Votes aye, to table the minutes, Madam Clerk. Thank you so much. This part of the meeting is general public comments, and this is only regarding items on the agenda. The other general public comments will come at the end. So does anybody have any public comments regarding any items on the upcoming agenda? Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Mr. Wood. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. 3 minutes, Mr. Neal.
I know we have a buffer, but I'm wondering why is can you hear me? I know you're going to talk about this. My name is Milton. Hello, Miss Miller. I know you're going to talk about it, but I'm just baffled that you're getting rid of, or there's I don't know the right words to say, but you're getting rid of Montana and Welch. I don't understand that. They're so good for the residents, the board. Can somebody just expound on that? Okay. I think that's. I think that's all I have to ask. They're a wonderful law firm that we've had for years before, and had up until this possible day. We, the people of University Park, just don't understand that.
Thank you so much. Do you have anything? Anybody else have anything else to say about the items on the agenda? Okay. You too, sir? All right, after you, young lady. Miss Walker, with ladies first, please.
Okay, Robin Walker. I would like to talk about the same item, the dismissal of Montana and Welsh, and I myself disagree with Ms. Mildred Morgan here on, I think that they should be removed, which is what I spoke on last meeting, and the reasons why is because I feel that they are representing, to me, in my opinion, it's unethical for them to be representing a trustee on the board. That is my opinion. I know the trustee Fulcher stated that it's legal, but it still doesn't appear right in the eye. And just looking at it from the outside looking in, it doesn't seem right to have, on a private case, these attorneys that the village is paying to be representing one of your own village board members. It seems like a conflict of interest. Also, I don't understand why we're paying two different attorneys. Why do we need the two different sets? Because that's wasteful spending and programming for the kids still. So don't understand why we need the two. And then also, you know, I had asked for some kind of accountability or some kind of accounting. I know Trustee Fulcher is stating that she paid out of her own pocket, but we don't have any proof of that. We see a bill from Montana Welsh, and nobody can say what that bill is for. So, I mean, until we get descriptive reasonings on what that bill was for, somebody received services, and we don't have full details on that. So, I'm still waiting to see that. So,
Excuse me. Was that it, Neva? I'm sorry, I have to cut you off.
That's all. That's all I had to say.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening.
Your name, sir?
My name is Quentin Curtis, President and founder of the Black Fire Brigade.
Okay.
I just come to you today to speak in behalf of all these young men and women of the first responder field, and that opportunity should be given to them through every village and every township out here. So I would pray that this village sees a way to open up and vote on behalf of ways that they can find ways to hire more young people like themselves for this township.
Thank you so much, sir. All right. If there's nothing else, yes, sir. Your name? Okay.
Good evening, Mayor, Village Board of Trustees. My name is Jeremy McKinney. I'm a full-time firefighter paramedic here with the Village University Park. Tonight, I wanted to first off thank you guys for the opportunity. August 19th of this year, I completed my probation, and I am now a full member of the fire department. It has been nothing but an honor to serve so far, and I look forward to a very long career here. Tonight, I would like to address. First off, I apologize. I don't talk out loud, so I get all shaky. Just bear with me. Tonight, I would like to address the agenda item F-2B. This is repealing the ordinance 0201-11. That ordinance pertains to the configuration of the division of the fire department. Sorry. I got 4 days. I apologize. 4/9/2024, 11/19/2024, 4/22/2025, and 10/23/2025. That's tonight. These are all 4 days that repealing the ordinance that I just mentioned has been brought up. As a member of the union, as the fire department, we just asked for a workshop to be able to address this ordinance and repealing it. We keep reaching out, and we just want to just kind of move that part of it along. If it happens, it happens. But we will at least like to voice our opinion on the situation, just be able to kind of just have a workshop of sorts. It's been mentioned before that we can, but we have not been able to establish a date. There are state statute qualifications to obtain the role and rank of fire chief. 6 of the 13 members are full-time members, currently meet and exceed those expectations and those qualifications. Promoting from within, our fire chief currently right now is one of those members that met and exceeded those qualifications. I'm not sure a lot of you guys know him, but know that he served for years before being able to move up the ranks. I also intend on being a fire chief one day when I meet the qualifications as well, and would like to start my career here and finish my career here. I'm not looking for any other employment. I physically enjoy working here. You can check my full-time hours and my overtime hours if any of you guys don't believe me. Lastly, I just want to close asking the question if there are any other requirements that the board and mayor are seeking us to meet.
I'm sorry. At the 3-minute mark, I got to be fair just with everyone else. Thank you so much for your comments.
Absolutely.
All right. If there's nothing else, anybody have any comments? If there's nothing else, we'll move right on into the meeting. New business. item F2A, a motion authorizing the immediate effective dismissal of Montana and Welch LLC as legislative counsel. Is there a motion?
Mayor, I motion to combine F2A and F2B.
All right. Is there a second to Trustee Lewis's motion?
You want to come,
She wants to combine item F2A, which is a motion authorizing the immediate effect dismissal of Montana and Welch, and an ordinance regarding repealing number 02018-11, amending chapter 232 of Title 6 of Part 2 of the codified ordinance of the Village of University Park, Cook and Will counties.
second to combine.
All right. Roll call, please.
Question.
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 Yes.
These are two totally different things. Why you want to, I don't understand combining. Two different things to consider.
Well, if we vote on them, we can consider, because we can't, we, as I say, we want to dismiss Montana and Welch. And for the ordinance, this ordinance pretty much is telling us that we're not giving the ranks to everybody an opportunity to be hired in these positions. This ordinance was created by Trustee Brooks.
No, I'm not asking you to explain
Okay.
the ordinance. I'm saying this is two whole different matters. And so why would we combine them?
It's still a vote to vote on it. We can combine them as one.
could be
It's
a different-
it's for dismissal.
I know, but it could be a different vote. for each.
Okay, we can go separate, what y'all?
There's the question. We got a first, and we got a motion in a second. Any other questions, we can just do it by vote. Roll call, Madam Clerk, and listen to combine items A and 2 and consider it as one.
I also have, because
Okay.
like Trustee Thompson was just saying, these are two different separate things. One is for a dismissal of an attorney firm, and second is for the ordinance change. So the first is a motion, the second is an ordinance. So when combining those are two separate things.
I'm just gonna chime in, the only reason that I would actually recommend that you do not combine is because you are gonna have, it's not like they're gonna be two totally different discussions when you come to the comment section. So honestly, it's my recommendation that it's nothing that would prohibit it, but I just feel like it makes the record cleaner when you're, whatever discussions you're having, because they're two totally different things. They are.
Okay. So you send your motion to have them combined. So there's a motion to rescind. That's good. Okay. Now I'm back at the original one. Item F2A, a motion authorizing the immediate effective dismissal of Montana and Welch LLC as legislative counsel. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Lewis. Second by Jenkins. Question by Brooks.
Yes. So here we go again. This is, to me, one of the most annoying since the election of trying to get rid of Montana and Welch. Even in bills payable, as I look on here, Montana and Welch had a bill for $92, ladies and gentlemen, for the month of July. Our village attorneys had a bill for $11,000. So when someone, and this is not knocking at, Felicia Frazier, Bert Odelson, this is me saying when a legislator up here says that they're up here trying to be fiscally responsible, explain to me how $92 versus $11,000 in one bill is fiscally responsible. Next, although there's a lot to discuss, I did make a little clarification if the board members would check your email. I did speak upon how a trustee did not like what I said about a donation. And we keep talking about, I heard Ms. Walker come up here and say conflict of interest. Well, Ms. Walker, I just want to say to you that whatever your conflict of interest is, I think we clearly explained it I want to be very clear to you, Ms. Walker, that when this first came about in 2023, and Felicia Frazier was here, and it was a special meeting. Trustee Sonia Jenkins Bell was no longer on this board. The mayor was in Las Vegas. And yes, we were trying to bring Montana and Welch as a village attorney. But I did turn to Felicia Frazier and I said, you know what, Felicia? Call back to Vegas and tell Mr. Mayor that no one's in here trying to take over his village. We just want to do the right thing. And as a part of a peace offering, we would like to have a legislative attorney because we did have problems. One of the problems, Trustee Jenkins, where I noticed that we keep pounding away at Trustee Fulcher, Bert Olson did plenty of work. This is him at the recount. This is Bert Olson. So when you start saying that there's a conflict of interest, I would be upset, but I'm not upset. You know why? It's because I understand how it works. He wasn't here representing the village. He was down there representing the recount for Mayor Rudez and Trustee Brooks. It was no conflict. He also represented Madam Clerk. This is happening all the time. He's not charging the people of University Park. And also, let me make clarification again. When I spoke about the people's attorney, I'm talking about the work he has done since you've been gone. What he has done, he introduced an ethics bill or ordinance, as well as a whistleblower protection. And if you was at IML this weekend, they spoke about that. He included all that. In fact, he was down there. He wasn't with University Park, but he was down there. And so these things he has introduced, and when I introduced it March of 2025 at an event that one trustee candidate was at, she too was okay with Montana and Welch being the legislative attorney. So what I don't understand, and which it probably will come out when I yield my time, is that we don't need to keep taking personal vendettas and distracting the people of what is really going on. And what's going on is progress on the other side. Because nobody's arguing about getting rid of Bert Olson. In fact, even when Bert Olson, him and me had exchange, you didn't see me jump up here saying, let's get rid of Bert Olson because I disagree about something with the water. No, what I did was yield for me to allow it to go through because there was nothing else to be done. So I think tonight, when we speak of dismissal of Montana and Welch, it's personal. It has nothing to do with the business. He has done the work, and for whatever reason that we got to keep picking with Montana and Welch, I believe at this point, the resident should know that it's unnecessary, and I say it again. He ain't wasting your tax dollars. I want you to listen once again. $92, $11,000. $92, $11,000. And when we brought Montana and Welch in 2017 when we won, let's make it perfectly clear. Bert Olson had a debt that was ran up by this village board, and we nicely paid him back. So the only thing I was upset when I seen him at the recount, he said, Theo, I just want you and the mayor to get along. He's not looking for no fight. Montana and Welch is not looking for a fight. But the first thing was said is, what do they do? With trustee, there go one of the attorneys right here if you have a question of what they do. But other than that, these trustees who've been up here for 2 years before you came here, we have done work. The bills are self-explanatory. And what annoys me is that this has to play out in the public unnecessarily because I'm not running up behind Bert Olson. But when you start talking about conflict, I sent you the email. I told you what I didn't like. and I correct Bert Odelson, I suggest from this point forward, if this don't pass tonight, leave us alone and let the people enjoy their legislative attorney, because there are trustees up here that do work, and he does it well for us. I yield my time.
All right, thank you. Yes, ma'am. Maybe we just take a roll call. After the trustee. Go ahead.
Oh, yes, I'm gonna comment to this. First of all, I was elected April 1st of 2025. I don't really recall sitting in and clapping with you, but let me clarify. When you made this egregious statement about me, I thought it was in 2025, but this was not. This was during your mayoral campaign, which because my son / cousin had gotten killed. So my thing is this. I have been on here since April 1st. Montana and Welsh has not contacted me one time. Not one time to welcome me. Not one time to include me on what he was actually doing. And I look at all of these different invoices. Yes, they are not a lot, but it's the level of respect that has not been given to me as a trustee that was elected by the people of University Park. And this has nothing to do with personal. This has everything to do with business. And you sat in that ethics class just as I did. And you heard them say, I was in the ethics class, sir. Here's the information. I was in the ethics class. I have it sitting here. I don't.
You can download that, trustee.
No. I was in the ethics class.
She sat next to me.
I sat next to
Y'all
Gina.
came on the day of the morning. Don't play.
I was in the ethics class. I have no reason to lie.
This ain't about the class. Let's finish your comments.
So my thing is this. How do you sit as a sitting trustee when they told us about the ethics and everything that was going on, when they taught, when the attorneys were teaching the class? How do you vote for $6,000 to go to an organization that you sit as the treasurer of? Is that not a breach of ethics when you are an elected official? Excuse me. So when you doing all of your things, I'm not gonna go there. Oh yeah, yes.
You're not talking about me then.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
Just let them know you're not talking about me.
I'm not talking about you,
Okay.
but when it comes down to ethics. So yes, I'm questioning Montana and Welsh representing the trustee on our village. We don't have any proof that she's paid for these things. And this wouldn't have even, this wouldn't even went to court if we would have did what we needed to do and take care of the children that you say you love in this community. And that's where I'm at with that. All we wanted was the grant to be fulfilled and the work to be done. And none of it was done. And you had the money for 2 years. 2 years, and nothing was done. But you have a law firm that comes in and decides that they want to be the hero that saves the day and represent this elected official, but don't even address the elected officials that sit to the right of the mayor. Yes, we do have some issues going, and we need to get it straightened out. But I don't think that moving forward with this particular law firm will get it done. Roll call, please, Mr. Mayor.
Trustee Fulcher. And Trustee Williams.
Go ahead, Trustee Williams.
No, go ahead, Trustee Fulcher. No. Go ahead, Donna.
As for a response, as like Trustee Brooks has stated, over the 2.5 years, Montana and Welch, the Legislative Council, has not billed us more than $5,000. That's over 2.5 years. Us trustees that do utilize our legislative attorneys, we use them for a reason. We use them because we do not feel that we're getting the correct representation from our village attorneys on certain issues when it comes down to clarifying different things. As of right now, I'm having a an issue right now with clarifying different things. So we use them. And if just because the lawyers did not say hello and welcome to you, and as you all can hear from Trustee Jenkins, everything she said was personal. She bringing up other issues, other cases. It had nothing to do about Montana and Welch, their work, what they've done. It was all about her personal concerns and reasons and things that she said. So it wasn't because they're not doing what their job as attorneys. It's because I just don't like them. So this all stems from, which is unfortunate, but this stems from on July 22nd, an attorney from Montana and Welch appeared as my attorney in a civil case. Trustee Sonia Jenkins, who is friends with the plaintiff, disliked that the firm represented me. Since then, Trustee Jenkins has targeted Montana and Welch due to her personal bias against me. She and her allies have filed multiple motions to block payments of the firm's invoices without cause, requested the firm's immediate removal without cause, and Trustee Jenkins previously tried to use the Legislative Council through a third party to draft language for a special park district meeting, for the park district when the mayor was in Las Vegas. But she couldn't get a quorum. So she's acting like she doesn't know what the purpose of the Legislative Council is, but she sure was trying to reach out to them behind the mayor's back when he was in Las Vegas to try to overturn this park district situation. But she couldn't get a quorum. As board members, we should not target individuals or organizations simply because of personal disagreements. And that's exactly what this is. It's not about the attorneys not doing their job. What it's about is personal. Because I have an attorney and her friend, the plaintiff, does not.
Okay. May I respond, Mayor? She does have an attorney and our plaintiff does not. And I disagree when it comes down to saying that this is personal. Nothing that has to do with our children is personal. Nothing that has to do with our children not getting what they need is personal. Now, I'm quite sure that they don't know all the ins and outs of what has happened with this organization. And me, yes, as a trustee that took an oath to protect the people and the children in the Village of University Park, I have a problem with it. And yes, we can put a spin on it and say it's, oh, Trustee Jenkins' fault and this Trustee Jenkins does this and does that. But Trustee Jenkins has shown by her work that she cares about this community and these children in it. So if I felt that it was personal, it is personal. It's not personal against the attorneys because they are doing a conflict of interest. It's personal because the attorneys are not respecting our children getting what they need from this organization that has mistreated them, but not adhering to the grant. So you want to say all of these wonderful things, Ms. Trustee Fulcher, but you got to also remember that all of this is stemming from a contract and also a difference in of opinion, and also okay, yeah, let's take the roll call, Mayor. Just roll call.
I did. Okay. I met Montana and Welch during the campaigning. He was most helpful at that time with getting our petitions together, doing things like that to make sure that we had a smooth ride. Somewhere along the way, after we did vote them in, I, from time to time, and I'm no liar, would call Matt Welch, and I didn't always get through to him, or it would be a few days later. I'm not available. I'm on vacation. I'm not feeling good. So I got to the point where, I said, you know what? I don't need that. So they recommended somebody else. I don't know if that's him in the audience. That person to me was not as helpful, not as user-friendly as I thought they would be. This is what my experience. So I got to the point where I decided I'll do my own research. I know the ex-village managers, ex-police chief. I know other people that I can contact and get the information I needed. And that's what I ended up doing because my experience wasn't the greatest. And of course, their bills are a lot less because the village attorneys handle, excuse me? I'm sorry, I thought you were saying something. I know, but I'm talking. Okay, but I thought we were supposed to give each other common respect. So at that time, now I've lost my thought because of what he was saying or doing. I just know that it didn't work out that well for me. I personally don't have, say, a big gripe with them, but I wasn't getting what I needed from them. So I moved on and got my information from other places. Their bills are higher because they do the major litigation. So of course, we're looking at tens of thousands when they're fighting for people that are suing us, whatever the case is. They're the main attorneys. I would expect their bill to be a lot bigger. And I know originally when we were in this room and hired them, a whole bunch of people called me and said, why do we have two attorneys? We've never done that in the history of University Park. Why do y'all feel y'all need y'all own personal attorneys at $185 and the others are $185? Where's our tax dollars going to? I had a person out here get mad because I wanted to give $1,000 stipend to the police for their equipment and thing, and they made a big deal. Oh, you giving away $11,000 of our money? But it's okay to pay the $185 for every time someone picks up a phone. And what I don't like is when we do get an invoice, it just says conference call. It doesn't give us details or who called, what, or anything. It's very vague. So we just have to go by conference call and pay the bill. It would look like they could put more information. It doesn't have to say everything they did, but they could at least mention the person's name. But it's like they want to keep that hush-hush. So I have a problem with that.
Mayor,
Hold on.
I asked for recognition first.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wait,
Mayor.
wait.
Let me say this because I see where this is going. And Trustee Williams was one who voted for Montana and Welch, and I guess now it's not going to go that way. Let me say this to the board and the general public. We already know what they have done. You've seen it. They didn't disappoint us. I listened to the argument debate, which was double talk to Trustee Fulcher. And when it came to if Montana and Welch was an issue, I've been right here. It's been under my, especially with me, Trustee Gina, if you had a problem with him, his firm has grown. His firm has grown since 2 years, since whatever you've been up here. It'll be going on 4 years soon. His firm has grown. He has 2 offices now. So when he probably didn't talk to you, yes. Fulcher will tell you, Thompson will tell you, I'll tell you. He just came back into town. He was out of country. But he has other people that we call. And if you were not satisfied with it, you could have told me, but you didn't tell me. And if you probably don't, and let me say this, because we didn't go there about me being sick, but I was unavailable at one point. But let the chips fall where they may. All I have to say is, you know what they have done for us. I don't like it that since April, all of a sudden amnesia come in after someone sat and they knew what Montana and Welch did and what they have provided to us. I have it. Once again, I'm always going to be a person of proof, And if I have to show it, I will show it when people come out and they say one thing and they do another once they get up on this board. And that's what I've been experiencing. And I'm getting to the point that over 50, I'm tired. As the mayor say, what do you say, man? Let the board speak. What is it? What you call it? The board, let the board decide. What's the word? Let the board decide. And folks, I'll just say to you, you remember where people stood when we were trying to do things and when certain things happen. And nights like this, when a board meeting should be over in 30 minutes, compared to other towns that we talk to down in IML, we gonna be in here till 10 o'clock at night. I yield my time.
Let me say this.
Let's say one more thing.
Hold up, ladies, hold up. One second. Let's kill the debate and let's take the roll call.
Yes.
Hey, I just want to say, I'm going to say one thing.
I just want to say to Trustee Brooks that he did bring up to me to kind of like get rid of Bert Olstein or whatever he was saying, and I have it in my phone. And I told him, no, not at this time. I said, because Bert is really helping me with Aqua. So I said, this would be bad timing for me to do that. It wasn't that I disagreed, but I said, I need Bert right now, and I don't want to let him go because he was the only attorney that was making calls back and forth to me and helping me with the Aqua issues that I fight for day and night. And after that, and I explained that to you, I never got another text, another call. It was curtains. And I said, wow. All I did was say that I would like to keep Bert for that reason my phone.
Can I be honest with you, Trustee?
All right.
When I sat there...
Hey, board members, all debate, we going
Point of order. Point of
Yeah.
order.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
I still had a response. Everybody had their response.
I didn't have a response yet. As the second senior trustee,
Trustee Fulcher.
Montana and Welch has never reached out to me.
Respect the chair.
Has never reached out to me. And I've been on here
We want to kill this debate.
5 years.
We'll kill debate. The roll call is, this is a motion authorizing the immediate effective dismissal of Montana and Welch as legislative counsel. There's a motion by Trustee Lewis, a second by Jenkins Bell. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Brooks.
I'm sorry, dismissal? Hell no.
Trustee Thompson.
No.
Trustee Fulcher.
Votes no.
Trustee Jenkins Bell. Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Trustee Lewis.
Votes aye.
Mayor Rubin.
Votes aye, Madam Clerk. Next question, next one. Motion passes. Thank you so much for your service. Item F2B, an ordinance repealing ordinance number 02018 dash. Any more disruptions? Please exit them out the building, Officer Pearman. An ordinance repealing ordinance number 02018-11, amending chapter 232 of Title 6 of Part 2 of the codified ordinance of the Village of University Park, Cook and Will Counties, Illinois, pertaining to the composition, purpose, and configuration of the division and fire. Is there a motion, please?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Lewis. Second by Trustee Jenkins Bell.
Question.
So
I still have the same question as I had the other 4, 5, or 6, or 10 times. So if anybody can apply for these positions, what is, I don't understand what the point is. If our force is already diverse, I don't understand what we will accomplish by repealing this ordinance. Mayor, can you answer for me?
Oh, I'll take. If there's nothing wrong with this and everything was going fine, there was no need to create an ordinance. And you know what? I'm not prejudiced in any manner whatsoever perspective, but I'm not going to be shamed. We don't need a workshop to hire black people. It's just going to be simple as that. We need to do the right doggone thing. If they're qualified, give the opportunity here. That's what they're here for. That's what is on the agenda for. So I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. We got a great chief here, so we're going to integrate this thing. That's why it's on the agenda. And there's nothing wrong with qualified young African-American men and ladies who pursue a career in firefighting. They can get the same training and everything else. So those who want to have a workshop to hire black folks, I'm not in support of that. I'm going to do the right thing. I'm not afraid to stand up and say and do that. So if there's any more questions, you got more questions?
Yes, I do.
And that's good,
No,
because
wait, I got a
if the process was so good, and I've sat here longer than anybody outside the clerk in a voting position, if there was nothing wrong, there was no need to create an ordinance for it. And that's the bottom line. So we want to make the ground, as they say, level the playing field. It's on the agenda. Again, I'm through with the comments and conversation. The vote will speak for itself, and I'll listen to everybody else's comments.
That's not, that, you didn't answer the question. So the question is,
I can give you. That's the best
okay,
answer I
maybe
can
somebody else can answer. If anybody can apply with the right qualifications, can apply for a position in our fire department, then why do we need, I really don't understand. It's not that we don't want anybody of color or have a diverse force. It's that they can apply right now.
I understand, trustee.
So what is the problem? So
So
what are we fixing?
So let me ask you this then, and then maybe you can answer your own question. For 50 plus consecutive years, there was no ordinance in place with such language. We're probably the only municipality in the state of Illinois that has some kind of ridicule nonsense like this. I've done my research and it's non-existent. So if there was nothing wrong, why was the ordinance created? It was created for a reason. And Trustee Brooks, I wasn't even in public office then. Trustee Brooks has led that part of legislation, if I'm not mistaken.
You're mistaken.
Okay, well, I don't know where the
You're
legislation.
mistaken.
Okay, well, I don't know where the legislation came from, but now I know where this legislation is coming from, because I'm the mayor now, and I want fair and equal opportunities for each and every person that hears the sound of my voice, no matter what their skin color is. So, and I love my fire department. And there's nothing wrong with it. And there's nothing wrong. Look at the dynamics of the community. Let's keep this stuff real and stop all this facade stuff. Let's be real. Let's look around and look at the world we're living in. All right? Give our young brothers and sisters an opportunity. They doing good things out here. Give anybody an opportunity that's qualified. Go ahead, Trustee.
Can I talk? Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, let me say this, and I love it how, I guess that must mean you're important when someone, because Trustee Lewis said, this was my ordinance. It was never my ordinance. I was on the board when this happened. And I was on the board when all this chaos happened, when we was laying off police, well, no, the previous board laid off policemen and so forth, and we're trying to find a way to try to make things work. That includes when the fire department took zeros across the board to try to make opportunity and save the village money. So with this, I don't understand. Why is it that we want to sit here and say that we're bringing opportunity? Everyone knows that most firefighters, when they come through the door, they start at the bottom, come to the top. What this do is, it's the same way that we have it at the police department. We want to be able to have the ability to appoint somebody as the chief to our liking. The same way we're watching at the police department. If I'm not mistaken, this has been a controversy before I even came to the board as a member 9 years ago. That someone said, we need a black fire chief. So that opportunity, apparently this is what's in the way. So here we go, repealing it again. And so here it is when you have a young man who is African American, stood up at the podium and told you he wants to start here and end here. I say it again, nobody on this board, sitting from that end to that end, is civil service except that man, and myself. So you don't know what it feels like to start at the bottom, get to the top as a civil service employee, and all you want to do is when you go somewhere, you have the opportunity to go to the top and not be played with politics like we see politics in order to go somewhere and be picked. That's what we're dealing with. And from that, I appreciate it if somebody would stop saying this is Trustee Brooks' bill. I yield my time.
So let me ask you.
Speak to it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, from what I understood, the ordinance, the way it was created, whether it was Trustee Brooks or who, because I heard different. And at that time, they were trying to create something to keep Chelios in place to make sure that he would move up to that seat. Okay, this is what I was told, and I can maybe bring the person that explained it to me here. The problem is, it's just like the police department. They don't just go by the ranks within the department. every chief we've had has not been anyone in the department. We always look for the best. We did a nationwide search. Why is the fire department can only be moved by the ranks of the people in it? Because the way this young man just spoke, it might be 20 years before he gets to be a captain, a lieutenant, a chief. So it's not fair that for that group of people, the police, they can search. We want the best. We want the finest. We don't want to just go by what's inside, because what's inside may not be the best thing inside, as we have heard through the years. So I think that giving everyone an equal opportunity, it's not to say that that young man can't apply, but if there's other people out there that wants to apply and they have better credentials, why not give them that opportunity? That's how we ended up with Dale Mitchell. That's how we ended up with John Pate. We didn't go by, well, the next person is Pearman or whoever. We didn't go by that. We went outside of the Rams. So what's wrong with doing that for the fire department? Why has everything got to be sealed shut and we can only get the next person in line? We can't look around and see if there's somebody better qualified. That's my question.
You want me to answer that, trustee? Okay, let me say something. It's obvious that you're not a civil service employee. You never had to test it and come up the ranks. And the 20-year is a very exaggerated number, and that young man who stood up at the podium would tell you that. The reason why the police department is at the state it is because of the breakdown of those who played politics in before. When it comes to the fire department, let's also be real about this. They have multiple qualifications. Yes, they do. They have multiple certifications.
This is no.
Well, you have to be police certified. They're not paramedic certified like South Holland Police Department. Their police department, they require more than just one. So my point is that, yes, this fire department who stuck together, they should have that same opportunity to be promoted just like everyone else within that department. My thing is that if this gentleman has been doing the right thing, I don't see the problem with the ordinance that it has to be repealed so that within a month, because we know what's about to happen, a month or two, hell, maybe by the next board meeting, he ain't a police chief no more. Then when you have a black fire chief sitting in there because somebody wants to have their own pick, then we want to sit here and say, well, we thought we were trying to push the most qualified. Trustee, you have to understand, for someone who sat in this same room and tested over 108 firefighters the last time I was a chairman of the Police and Fire Commission, you only had 14 that was able to make the list. And when we had the 14 we tried to call, the 8 that were black left for other departments because of money. It wasn't because I want to be a chief somewhere. And they all sit there, had the same way. And what I don't understand too is that you sit here and say this, but you once again talking to someone who knows how the structure is from the police and the fire department in multiple towns. And I don't know where the mayor get his research from, but I know my research is more than the 7 years from the mailing that went out. My research is 15 years of knowing what police and fire ranks are, and everyone tests, everyone comes in, and they come up the rank, and they don't. And we don't have even captains; we have lieutenants.
Whatever. But when I went to the Black Fire Brigade and learned how those men work and what they do and their history and how they got to where they're going, it's unbelievable. Everybody should take a trip over there to see what they do. And I understand, and I'm not saying it has to be a black fire chief. I'm just saying open the playing field. We have what? We have one person in there, and we are what? 80% black community, and we only have one black person working in there? I'm still talking. Well, I'm just saying, it doesn't have to be black. We want the best. We want the best. And if black is the best, then so be it.
No, I still have comment. But no, I have a comment. So no, I'm going to say what I have to say.
Trustee Fulcher, you're gonna be out of order. The
No,
question
no,
has
because
been called.
Motion to
He
override
spoke
the
for about-
decision of the chair.
He spoke for about 25 minutes.
With trust,
So you could have dialed that down to all these other
what I could have done
trustees.
and what I did is two different
But
things.
I'm going to say my opinion. I'm going to say my opinion.
Sir, there you go. You don't yell. There you go.
As for this,
Oh, God, there we go with the clown show.
This is ridiculous. Because everybody want to hear each other talk. Take a vote and let's keep on doing the business.
Well, she had a chance, man.
what are you talking
She
about?
had a chance, and so you gonna lock her up when all she had to do was talk. You know she gonna do it.
Go ahead with your comment.
You can't just try to be.
Okay, well, go ahead with your comment.
As for my comment, as I was trying to state, is that the mayor is making it seem like that we are not hiring black firefighters. We can hire everybody. It could be black firefighters, any women, men. We're not being excluding anyone. And that's exactly what he's trying to put out there, is that they cannot be hired. We can. All of those black firefighters that's there, you all can come over to University Park. Absolutely. We welcome you. We welcome you all. All you have to do is do the applying and do the process just like everybody else. As for this ordinance, this has came onto the agenda multiple times, 4 or 5 times. Over those times, the board has agreed to allow the fire department to have a workshop. The mayor just stated that we don't need a workshop. Then why did you say twice and the board agreed that we needed a workshop for them to do the talking? Why are you all not giving? Okay, that's fine. You can call it. We can motion to recess. You can motion it. I can say. I'm fine. Motion it in a second.
This was written, and they went to Chief.
I call back to order.
Why was it changed, Benji? Why was it changed?
Why was it needed to be
Madam
changed?
Clerk, why was it changed?
Trustee Fulcher. We're finished.
As I was stating, we had, as a board, the last couple times that this item has came up on the agenda, we have promised, not to say promise, but us as a board agreed to meet with the fire department to have a workshop and as well as the residents. Now, once did we say that we was going to do that, but we did it twice. And now the mayor is stating that we don't have to give him a workshop. Then why would we agree to do it the first time and the second time? We have to uphold to what we are saying as a board. We said we was going to do this, and we should give them the respect and have the workshop. That happens continuously. Oh, we'll go to a workshop, and it never happens. Give them the workshop like they asked for, like we agreed on twice. Twice we agreed on it as a board, this board. We should be doing exactly what we said we would do as a board and respect them and do exactly what we said. As again, we are not saying, as of right now, any black firefighter can apply to work here in University Park. Any woman, any minority, Spanish, anybody can apply to work here in University Park in the fire department. This ordinance just states that as for fire chief, that they have to make sure they have the correct certification. They have to make sure that the training and the years, and then they have to come up through the ranks of University Park to have that opportunity to be fire chief. Because we want to make sure that we are continuously building the relationship with our department and that the morale does not go down. And that goes for both departments. You know, there is a sense of family within the fire department and morale. So we've heard multiple times, I can say 100 times, how the mayor, even before I came in, that the mayor wants to bring in a black fire chief.
Which mayor?
Mayor Rudez.
Okay.
Mayor Joseph Rudez III has stated multiple times that he wants to bring in a black fire chief. Regardless of looking at anything else, that's just what he wants.
But I didn't. I bought in a white one.
That's just what he wants, and he has been trying since I've been on the board for 2.5 years. This has been coming up on the agenda. So again, I just want to state that us as a board agreed to give them a workshop, and that's exactly what we should be doing. I yield my time.
All right, thank you. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Wanted a previous mayor also wanted a black fire chief, and this is not about just a black fire chief. Anyone can apply. We're making sure that they don't just have to go through those ranks when it comes to picking the best person. So let's make sure we get that straight, because what she just said is not true.
Roll call, Madam Clerk. There's a motion by Lewis, a second by Sonia Jenkins. This is to repeal the ordinance. Item F2B. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis.
Votes aye.
Trustee Williams.
Votes aye.
Trustee Jenkins Bell.
Votes aye.
Trustee Fulcher.
Votes no.
Trustee Thompson.
Absolutely not.
Trustee Brooks. Mayor Rudez.
Votes aye, Madam Clerk. The ordinance is repealed.
Mr. Mayor, that is ordinance 2025-11.
All right, thank you so much, Madam Clerk. All right. Is there anything anyone would like to have questioned or removed from the consent agenda?
Yes, I motion to pull for discussion. F2G.
And that's the grocery store tax, the retailer tax?
F2G.
Okay.
Yes. And F21. And F2M.
F2O.
F2I?
I'm sorry, two I, they like one. F2I and F2L and F2M.
F2L and F2M. Those are what you would like to be considered separately and discussed individually.
Correct.
F2,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
I have one clarification for F2F in the ordinance under letter O of the language. It reads, village agrees to establish an EMS account in which 1/2 or 50% of other payments collected for services. A few board meetings ago, we had on the agenda where we adjusted it to take in consideration GMT. That language should say 50% of the net payments collected. So I don't think the actual ordinance itself language was updated in the codification, which is why it still says of the payments. It should just say of the net payments collected. To take into account that the village under the GMP program has to reimburse for half of what they collect. So a few board meetings ago, the board passed a motion to approve it to include net of those payments. This hasn't reflected that updated language.
So the ordinance needs to be updated.
Yeah, just the language needs to add the word net.
For F2F.
Yeah.
So would you like to still have that separately?
I didn't call that one. That's what, he brought that up, yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
I just want to make sure.
So let me see. Item F2G, item F2I,
2L,
F
2L, and F2M.
2L, which is and 2M.
Yes.
Okay, and everything else we're good with.
No, F2K.
Okay.
Oh, and
So there were 4 items.
well, I think Trustee Jenkins added one.
Don't pull this one. This one is two.
F2I.
That's L. L.
Don't pull it about F2I.
F2L.
L.
It's on the other page.
Okay, so you didn't say anything about F2I.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right.
So it's motion to pull for discussion.
Hold on.
Oh, you don't have to motion?
You just pulled those things.
Okay,
You
just
just want to make sure that I got the right things.
F2G, F,
2G, to F21, and F2M.
I know, F2L, that's what I said. F2L, F2M, and then Trustee Jenkins said F2K. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Well, she said not that one, so it's just 3.
Jacobville.
Okay.
Wait a minute. G.
To exclude. Just identify them. Okay. Now I need a motion to approve items on the consent agenda items F2D, F2E, F2F, F2H, F2I, F2J, F2K, F2N. Those are the things I asked for a motion to approve on the consent agenda. The other 3 we'll discuss separately.
Second.
The items separately are F2G, F2M, and F21. Everything else is good to go.
L.
I keep saying
Okay. 2G.
2L. That's
2G.
2G, 2L, and 2M.
2L. FM, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
No.
I need a motion in a second.
So moved.
Second.
Wait a minute. Who made the motion?
Who made the motion? Sonia Jenkins.
So
made the
moved.
motion?
I move.
Okay. Trustee Thompson made the motion. Trustee Fortune made the second.
Okay, Thompson.
To vote on these items and consider those other things separate for discussion, which is 2G, F2L, and F2M.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Madam Clerk, go ahead.
Let me pull the one. He's pulling G. Let me pull G. Okay. G, H, K. You ain't going with it. J. No. K. It's 2K. Pulling 2K also, right?
No.
No.
2L and 2M.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now,
Thompson made the motion. Vote your name for second. Yeah. Yep. G, L, and M, we'll come back and discuss.
okay. So the motion should it not be to approve the consent agenda with the exception of F2G, F2L.
That's what I did. That's what I said. Yeah.
You can say
Yeah, I did. Right, right. I got a first and a second. I got a first by Trustee Thompson and a second by Trustee Fulcher.
right.
Well, all right, now we just need the roll call.
Okay. Trustee Lewis,
Both sides.
Trustee Williams,
Both sides.
Trustee Jenkins Bell,
Both sides.
Trustee Fulcher,
Both sides.
Trustee Thompson,
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks, Mayor Rudy.
Vote aye, Madam Clerk.
Would you like resolution and ordinance number?
Sure, please.
Okay. F2D, that resolution number is for 2025-19. F2G is ordinance 2025-13. F2E is resolution for 2025-20. Equal to ordinance 2, item F2F, that's ordinance 2025-12. F2F is ordinance 2025-14. Resolution.
You had 19, 20, 12, and 14.
Right.
So F2D is 2025-19, right?
F2,
F2D.
Mm-hmm. F2G 13, F2E 20. It seemed like you said two F2Fs, Madam Clerk.
I don't think she was doing F2G yet. That's for a separate discussion.
yeah. Yeah, G is full.
It should be, right,
G is full.
D, E, and F.
Right.
So what's
G?
D, E, and F?
Oh, D is D.
D is in, yeah, D. D is in Dorothy. So that, you said that was 2025-19.
Okay, so that's
Now you're on F2E. And you said that one was,
Ben, you're good.
I didn't hear that.
You're good. Sean, you're good.
you said that was 2025-20 for F2E. And then for F2F, you went
I
down,
thought F2E was pulled.
no. It's G, F2G for separate discussion, F2L for separate discussion, F2M for separate discussion.
Thank you.
Trustee Bill, Jenkins Bill, she,
F2K.
okay, F2K
All right. Trustee
for
Fortune.
separate discussion.
Trustee Fortune, we're gonna start off with F2G. This is regarding the 1% retailer's occupation tax.
So for F2G, I know we talked about it, but when I attended the IML this past weekend, I had attended one of the classes about shared revenue. And one of the things that the mediator or the person that was talking about how, yes, this is something that other communities are doing, but here we can actually make a bigger impact if we was to just don't bring in the 1% grocery tax, and instead to actually increase our home rule tax, which is incremental by 0.25. So the grocery tax just covers the groceries. The home rule tax, which is currently at 1%, we could increase that to 1.25%, which covers general merchandise, for instance, like prepared foods for immediate consumption, alcoholic beverages, soft drinks, and candy, and other tangible personal property that is not specifically exempt. So I reached out to Chris because I wanted to see exactly how much did we receive for the home rule tax for the past fiscal year, and I believe that was a total of 1.3 million with some change, right? So it was like 1.3 million with the change, but with the grocery tax over the past fiscal, I believe based off, I understand he said that they don't know for sure what that amount was, but at the last board meeting, it was like a small amount. It was around, what they were stating, it was around $36,000. So $36,000, that's just an estimate, could be, but that's what was stated, $36,000 for one fiscal year versus what we made for the home rule tax at 1.3 million. I think we have a better impact if we, instead of implementing the grocery tax, is to actually increase the home rule tax to 1.25. So that's what I am recommending, to not pass the grocery tax, because groceries, we already understand that the groceries have already increased. So we can maybe, since we already have the home rule tax, we can just increase that one by 0.25%, which would bring in more revenue than it would be for implementing the grocery tax.
Well, what's wrong with trustee, if you don't mind me asking, what's wrong with going ahead, as you stated earlier, we agreed in totality at the Cow meeting, so why wouldn't we pass this one, and then we can put that other things on the agenda in October and maybe add something else to it as well?
Well, it has to be, to get it implemented for January, it has to be in.
No, I mean, I was all in support of this 1% grocery tax, but I'm saying if there's some other opportunities that you've identified, why don't you just ask me to put that on the Cow agenda for October, and we can get that done in October as well?
Well, because I just feel that it's not the need there to increase, to implement a grocery tax of 1%. That's why. I feel that a 1% tax on groceries is not necessary. The groceries is already high. We do not have we don't have grocery stores really here to really get to as much revenue. But if we want to do any type of tax, a 0.25% for the home rule tax will have a bigger impact. And I think if we're going to do any type of increase in taxes, that's the one that we should do. That's my perspective.
How much did you say the home rule tax revenue was for last year?
The revenue for last year, I believe it was like 1.3 million, right, Chris?
It was $1,359,990.73. Was just the home rules portion only.
Right.
For fiscal year 25, which is what we collected between through the end of June, because fiscal year 25 had the accruals in it.
And this was just based off of just me attending the IML sessions with about shared revenue, and they recommended that if you have home rule tax, it'd be better to increase that tax and not do the grocery tax. This is from the learnings that I received. So based off of that session, I came back and looked into it, and I think that it'd be a better idea for us to do that.
And trustee, what were our calculations on this 1%?
So the 1% of the grocery, I can't project what the grocery will be because there is no way of calculating it with the way the state currently does it. Now, in relation to the grocery, the state has changed their local use taxes as to how it calculates as across the board. So moving forward, the use taxes, it used to be distributed to local governments based upon population. Under the new law, it is now distributed based upon where the product is delivered. So if you're having it delivered into town, you collect the taxes. If you are having delivered it out of town, you don't get any taxes. So if you're like an Instacart, where you're having your groceries delivered here, then the village would get those taxes. If, let's say, you live in Moni and you're having the taxes, you're having it delivered into Moni, then Moni would get the taxes. It all depends on location as to where those taxes now are going to be received.
And that's Uber Eats and anything else of that nature.
Right, but also during the session, they were stating that as of right now, the use tax statewide is down 70% because of that new rule. So that is going to go down based off of the information you sent about the grocery tax and the local use tax. That was a combination of 200,000. That was for fiscal year this past year. So 200,000, which included the grocery tax revenue and also the use tax. That was at 200,000 versus the home rule tax of 1.3 million for the fiscal year, which is only include one thing. The grocery tax and use tax is two things, and it was only at 200,000. And because of the new law, it's stated that the statewide, the local use tax is down 70%. So that means that amount that we were receiving is going to be even lower because of the new law.
So what happens when it increases again and we don't have inflation?
What do you mean when it increases again?
Say, for instance, we get a grocery store and we don't have these opportunities, then we
This-
can go back and address
This is not a one-time thing. You can always implement taxes No, it's not. The 1% is not a one-time thing. It can go back as for implemented before October means that you could get the grocery tax started in January 1st. If you don't do it in October, then you have until April 1st to get it for July. So you have from now until April to say, yes, sign me up for the grocery tax. Then once you do that, then it'll start being implemented starting July 2026. So you could do all these different taxes can be done in October for it to be implemented in January, or April to be implemented in July. So it's not a one-time thing.
Chicago Public School math. So that would give us additional revenue of about 300 and something thousand dollars, as opposed to whatever the tax was for the last fiscal year for the grocery tax of 36,000 something.
Comments?
Wait, one second.
We need a motion and second. This is an ordinance implementing a 1% retailer's occupation tax and the municipal. Hey guys, an ordinance implementing a 1% retailer's occupation tax for a municipal grocery service occupation tax for the village of University Park. Is there a motion? Moved by Lewis. Is there a second? Is there a second? No second? Going once? Going twice? 3 times. There is no second. Item F2G looks like it fails. We'll have the opportunity to go back and revisit it in October. We'll see what the odds are between the two differences. All right? Yep, on the cow. Yes, sir. Okay, item F2L, Trustee Fulcher.
For F2L, the only thing was that is that it still says 2, and then from the Cal meeting, we said it was gonna be 1.
Say again? I didn't hear the clerk was talking.
From once we had the last meeting, the committee of the whole meeting, the motion authorized the Village of University Park to donate 2 golf carts to the University Park Lions Football Organization. We had agreed to move forward just 1 cart. So I just.
Was that the consensus? What was the consensus?
One to the
The
Lions.
consensus was
this
1.
So,
One, the one was,
for the record, so right now, we're gonna strike the 2 and just do 1 to the Lions? And
Right.
That's the only change that you have on
That was the only
this?
change for that.
and it was,
is-
to clarify, the one was, we were not gonna give them the old one that's about to fall apart
No.
any minute.
Right,
We were gonna
so
purchase
that
a new
That
one
was
for
the other
about
thing.
$2,500.
To
Yeah,
update that.
Yeah.
Right, we just wanted to update it to say the,
Okay, so let's make okay, on this item, may I have a motion to amend this document?
yes,
Instead of saying 2 golf carts, ask for 1.
So moved.
1 and 2.
Y'all gotta make the motion in
For
a second.
for 1, and then to also to make it to, not to, oh, it don't matter if we put that.
All right,
It's still to say we're gonna get a used one.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the motion to amend is to strike the number 2 and add the number, and subtract 1 and make that 1 and take the vote. That's it. So there's a motion
So moved.
and a second. Okay. Yes, Thompson and, yes, and Williams. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Both sides.
Both sides.
Trustee Jenkins Bell. Trustee Fulcher.
Both sides.
Trustee Thompson.
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks. Mayor Rudez.
Vote aye, Madam Clerk.
Okay, we're gonna strike 2.
Okay, no, we got one more down. Okay, now I need a motion for to vote on it. Now we need to make a motion to vote on the items. It's been amended from 2 to 1 golf cart. Is there a motion, please?
So moved.
Moved by Lewis,
Wait a minute. What did
second
we
by
just
Jenkins
do?
Thompson.
Jenkins.
Roll call, Madam Clerk. This is just voting on the amendment is to give University Park Lions 1 golf cart.
Okay. Trustee Lewis.
Both sides.
Both sides.
Trustee Fulcher.
Both sides.
Trustee Thompson.
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks. Mayor Rudez.
Vote aye, Madam Clerk. All right.
Wait a minute.
Did you want me to say about the other one?
Yeah, all right, go ahead.
Are you
Wait
gonna
on the
say?
clerk. You got a visit? Yeah, no, we got one more. No, we just got M.
And so for F2M, the first reading for 2025-2026 budget ordinance, I just wanted to make sure I did send to Chris and Manager Scott the suggestions and recommendations that I said I was going to send over to them at the Cal meeting, and he has stated that he has received them. I just wanted to make sure that that was on the record, that that has been received. And this is still just the first reading.
Right,
Yep.
okay.
It says second
Just
reading.
say, just say first
Oh,
reading.
it says first reading.
It says second reading.
Oh, no.
No,
I'm
no.
sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
First reading.
He can't turn it on, but I guess he could. You're loud enough.
So Chris, Trustee Fulcher's question is, she wants to ensure that you have received her recommendations for the record on
Yes.
the adjustments or,
Yes, if we'd like, we can go over all of those items and get a consensus amongst the board as to which ones we want, which ones you're all in favor of me implementing into your guys' budget.
well, we'll do that after the first reading, and then once we get down, the purpose of the first reading is to get this passed when all the adjustments and changes, the clerk can go out and post it legally, then everybody can vote or whatever with their recommendations or adjustments.
It's
Okay.
hopefully to try to have a finance committee meeting. I don't know if we're gonna have those. I know it passed, but it could have been discussed there, so I don't know if we have time for that, but
If you like,
We'll see.
I can go through each of those items, or I can just send you guys the document Trustee Fulcher sent me with each of the explanations as to which ones I can implement or which ones would require board consensus.
Send the email, then we'll have discussions moving on down the line. We got 2 more readings to go.
Okay.
All right, is that fine with everybody?
fine with me.
All right, thank you.
Okay,
Okay,
Mr. Mayor,
yes, ma'am.
with that one, because 2013 failed, I'm going to use this number.
Okay.
Okay.
So now, may I have a motion, first reading 2025-26 budget ordinance?
So moved.
Moved by Lewis. Second by Jenkins Bell. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Votes aye.
Trustee Williams.
Votes aye.
Trustee Jenkins Bell. Trustee Fulcher.
Both sides.
Trustee Thompson.
Votes aye.
Trustee Brooks.
Aye.
Mayor Rudin.
Votes aye, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Mayor, that's ordinance 2025-13.
All righty. Thank you so much, Madam Clerk. Where are we? Attached to your... Funny, Felicia. Attached for your approval is a listing of general operating expenses for the Village of University Park that has occurred on August 27, 2025 through September 23rd, 2025. General Fund, $382,133.26. Road and Bridge, $14,904.90. Town Center Fund, $4,374.56. University Golf Club, $17,340.87. Capital Project Fund, $246,045.19. Motor Fuel Tax Fund, $655,144.30. Tier 5, $8,671, no cent. Payroll Fund, $3,039.06, for a grand total of $1,333,653.14. Is there a motion, please? Moved by Lewis. Trustee Lewis moved to pay the bills. Is there a second to pay the bill?
Say what?
I can second.
Okay. Who said that, Trustee Fulcher? All right.
Yeah. We got it.
I just have a couple questions. A lot of these the conference travel expense things, I think several of them need to be like kind of reviewed. Like I see Manager Scott, I know she wasn't able to attend, but there's a check in there for her. And I'm not sure about everybody being there all the entire day. So I don't have the actual check numbers, but I just wanted to make sure us as a board, we just making sure that it's correct, as in which days that we were there or not, and be able to do whatever refund or return. So it's just for the board conference travel expenses. So it's nobody particular. I just know for sure that Manager Scott, she was on vacation, so she that one to be pulled, and the other ones, I think it was some off days. And then for the one with the travel, the conference expense for Marlindra, was that a double?
Chris.
Was that a double? Because I see it's for,
Melendra?
it's like 6 days for her travel expense. Upcoming expense. for the clerks. There, for the clerks conference coming up, it looks like that she's getting a stipend per diem for like maybe 6 days versus the 3 days. So they're all, okay, that's all I need to know. You only go 3 days. Okay. Okay, that's clear. Thank you. That was it for me.
Trustee Brooks. Trustee Thompson.
Both sides.
Trustee Folger.
Both sides.
Trustee Jenkins Bell. Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Trustee Lewis.
Both sides.
Mayor Rivera.
Votes aye to pay the bills. All right. Are there any general public comments? Deborah Stroud? I don't see Mrs. Stroud in the audience anymore.
She went
Robin
out.
Walker, she spoke already. Jeremy McKinley, Sean Friendly. Yeah. Miss Millie, okay, that's Curtis. No, that's it. Sean Flynn, he's gone. Deborah Stroud, doesn't look like you have any more. Oh, is that your scribbling on here? Miss Vernita Martin? Okay.
Good afternoon, Mayor and trustees and Madam Clerk. I just wanted to make a comment based on some of the things that I heard tonight, and just wanted to give my expertise as a 40-year civil servant and a certified HR professional. Just wanted to talk about the ordinance that you guys just done away with or whatever. I just wanted to make this comment. Never in my 40 years have I ever seen an ordinance where there was pre-selection. When you do an ordinance like the one that you had, you phase out open and competitive hiring, which is truly unethical. There should never be a time when people do not have the right when it comes to rank and file, or just, we're gonna call it the old seniority process, which is what it was back in the 60s. Just wanna say that I just thought it was unfair. It is truly unethical. And again, it should never happen in any organization. You should never stifle your organization into hiring someone. And I really don't want anybody to take this personal, but just talking from an HR profession, it is just totally unfair. You know, again, that's what the system is about, civil service. That's the reason why we have civil service rules, to rule out things like that. So civil service was not meant for us to circumvent the system. It was not meant for us to do things illegally or unfair. It was to protect employees. That's the reason why we have unions. That's the reason why people in executive levels are not in unions, because you have to have the right to be able to select. Pre-selection is wrong. No matter how you say it, it is absolutely wrong and unfair and unethical. So I want to say hats off to those of you that decided to do that, you know, and I don't want anybody to take anything personal. I just want it to be fair and open competition. And that's merit-based and competitive hiring. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you.
I will be short to say that I enjoyed the trip down to the IML this weekend. I was there from Friday to Sunday morning. attended every event, and then even those after party events with some of our local politicians. So it was a nice time to network. And one thing that I will say is that we had a nice roundtable discussion for those who were truly there. I stood up, and one thing that, regardless of what happened tonight, I still meant what I said, even at the round table. When the people elect you, they remember you. And I will stand here and tell you again that when I state a position, I state the position that I communicated thoroughly with you all. And one thing that is for sure is I brought up the Amazon. And when I say for those who are in the room, I know for a fact I seen Trustee Karen Lewis. I think she walked in behind me, but Fulcher and Thompson was already in there. But I made my position clear for those, especially from those southern states, who felt that sometimes when you have, they call it the clique, you have a clique that's against you and you're newly elected, what do you do when you're just constantly outnumbered? And I made it clear about how I felt about the Amazon vote, but I also told them, also be careful who's watching you. Because in that room, there were no cameras. Or no, it was a camera and nobody in the audience. And I told them that my vote was hell no. And I said, I did leave. I said, but when I left, I said, I went to an event and someone said, are you from Springfield? You're Trustee Brooks? I said, yes, I am. And I made it very clear, trying to dance around. And they said, no, Trustee Brooks, that was the worst deal ever. And in Springfield, we respect what you say. And so what I love is that I said some other things by telling them, stand by your constituents when you go out and campaign and you say exactly what you're running up there for. In that room, what I love was the applause. In fact, Trustee Thompson, and I didn't even pay attention to it, but even Trustee Thompson and Fulcher, Thompson got up as well, and she said the same thing, and it was beautiful. But it was just amazing how as you walk out the room, many people, especially the southern states, southern part of the states, was happy to see, and I guess many said they were going back to their community with enthusiasm to represent, even though they may be outnumbered. One of our favorite friends in Matson made it very clear. He said, yeah, you may lose some votes, but that's politics. Because guess what? That vote that your team voted on that you lost, you'll win next time when your team is in there. That made me realize he's right. It's politics. If the people want the change to happen, the change will come. And one thing I know, change will come. The other one is that to piggyback on civil service, I heard Commissioner Martin make her point. Let me say this. When people are not here in the present of 2018 and understand the situation, it was never slated to try to put one in front of the other or any of that. We had a circumstance, and what people keep forgetting, that for 2 years before we got another mayor, that this village was in one of the worst financial crises, and the fire department was trying to make it that when it came to promotions and what we can and cannot do, we agreed upon it. Police department, when people start talking about promoting from the outside and promoting from the inside, let me tell you something. I see it all day long. I got a group text right now. Chief probably got it on his. You got a dozen of police officers who you may not see that ordinance, but the practice that we just repealed is not in black and white, but it's being practiced on towns all around us. You don't have to see it, but it's being done. The purpose of civil services, yes. When I first came on the job, Chicago was trying to make it a limit of African Americans that we need to hire. Now they're struggling to get African Americans on their police department. So sometimes the Civil Service Board it don't even fit for what the purpose of, what it's for. And I mean, I haven't been no policeman fire commission, but I see Commissioner Martin, you out there. Ben Cole was down at the IML. I told him, I said, long time no see. I ain't seen you since I got elected in 2016. So yes, what happened, happened. But at the end of the day, I still stick to my conviction. And I'm going to just say, before I yield my time and wish everybody, till we see you again, stay safe, take care of each other, as I still will feel at some point in time, I don't care how the process is going to happen, you're going to see a black fire chief. And I just want to say, I told you so. The same way this country is when people say, I told you so. What, Kamala was on TV today? I told you so. When you make that election and you choose the wrong candidate, you get your results that you asked for. So with that, I yield my time. It's called democracy. I don't take nothing personal, but what I am learning, what me and my wife is learning, we can't trust everybody. Exactly. So at the end of the day, I will say this, you can't trust anybody, but one thing it is, you get to heaven on the good that you do to others. Because he said, take care of my people. Remember I said that. Take care of my people. Because I still, at the end of the day, I don't care what they say about the water. It was handled wrong. And the truth be told was that Montana and Welch was on the phone with me, and I made a call to the village manager, and all of a sudden, Mr. Oderson jumped on it. I yield my time.
Good evening, residents, board, and mayor. I just want to give an update on what I did on behalf of University Park this weekend. I attended the 112th year annual Illinois Municipal League Conference. It was a wonderful opportunity to learn and connect with trustees, alderpersons, and committee people and communities from all over the state of Illinois. I made connections with officials from Waukegan, Kankakee, North Barrington, Hazelcrest, Park Forest, Hopkins Park, Rock Island, Linwood, Wooddale, and so many others. We all promised to share information and be a resource that each other could call on. There are so many resources and partnerships with other communities that are just waiting to be explored. Trustee Fulcher Brooks and I split up so we could go to individual sessions. That way we could get more information and not just have all the same information. I attended sessions such as risk management, public corruption and local government, licensing and regulatory updates with the Illinois Gaming Board, alderpersons and trustee council members roundtable, and on the last day, I was able to squeeze in a session about ethics. Now, this is the good part. So, Mike Singletary, the Chicago Bears legend, gave the opening keynote speech. He was so inspiring. And in a nutshell, and I'm telling you all the same thing he said. He said, keep fighting for what is right. No matter if you are afraid and don't know what to do, just do something. Don't stand by and just watch, just do something. On a lighter note, Brooks Fulcher and I were in the lobby talking, and a guy went past us. Brooks said loudly, that's Devin Hester. I said, that is not Devin Hester. So he said, yes it is, yes it is. I said, Devin! And he didn't really look around. So about 10 minutes later, he came back. Guess who it was? Devin Hester, our Bears Hall of Famer. I was frozen. Donna was frozen. We were frozen, but not him. Not Trustee Brooks. He stood up, buttoned up that blazer, stood up, shook his hand, and gave a 30-second speech about how proud he was of him. So it was a good experience overall. I have Love My Library yard signs. If anybody wants one, just let me know. And until the next time, be safe, ask questions, and be blessed.
Good evening, board and residents. I would just like to say that yes, I attended, as you heard from the board meeting, that I did get back a couple things that I wanted to bring back to the residents from the sessions of IML. It was a great experience. I've done it before, but it's always good to learn and look into a lot of different things that can help our community. So hopefully that's what I was going to do. I attended around 7 sessions. All of them, I actually received something from each and every last one of them. And those are the different things, as I said, that I will bring back to the community, to the residents. As she said, Mike Singletary, he was a good speaker. That was very, very good keynote speaking. One of the things he was just saying is that leadership, as a leader, you would be lonely. As a leader, you would be by yourself because everybody's not a leader. So that was a very key thing, that as a leader, you're not going to always have friends. And that's fine. You have to accept that. I'm a leader. And as you see, I have plenty of people that is against me. But that's okay. Also, I just wanted to bring up that here in University Park, we have a thing called, when we have board meetings, executive sessions. And our executive sessions are not functioning the way that they normally should. So I want to make sure I bring it up and just address it, that when it was on July 22nd, hold on, one moment. On July 22nd, at the board meeting during executive session was held about an employee disciplinary matter. August 26, 2025, we had another board meeting and we had an executive session that was held about settlement and employee disciplinary matters. The concern I have is that information from the July 22nd executive session was shared outside the board and not kept confidential. Yes, it's customary, it's not a rule that we can't talk outside of executive session, but it's customary to keep that confidential. That's why we asked to go into closed session. But that's not happening here in University Park or on this board. The pattern, the concern I have, so the pattern is, since I've joined the board, the attendance has I've repeatedly heard multiple things that I've said outside of executive session by other people, and what I've said has been told to others. The issue is confidentiality in executive sessions is not being respected under the current administration. Solution for me is, if confidentiality cannot be maintained, all discussions should be open with no exceptions. So, as in fairness, since some information is already being shared with others, it's only fair that everyone knows what's going on and what's being discussed. So in my future, when we go into executive sessions, I'm going to make sure that the entire residents are hearing what's going on, because it's happening already. It's just only select people are getting the information. So what I'm going to do is make sure that the entire residents hear everything that's being said in executive session. Thank you.
You can't do.
So, I did, well, I'm just gonna say that, and we can have a side discussion. I wouldn't recommend that. That's a violation of the Open Meetings Act, but that's a separate discussion. I just asked for a couple minutes because, and this has nothing to do with board business. I'm going to start asking my towns at the September meetings. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. In my prior life, I was a prosecutor in domestic violence, so I do have a passion for it. I donate regularly, I volunteer regularly, and unfortunately, I was contacted about a month ago saying that, and I'm sure it's just a sign of the times, that they're struggling to get the necessities that they need. If you know anything about people that have been victims of domestic violence, when they leave, they take absolutely nothing with them because they don't have the time to. So they leave, sometimes they have their children, they leave by themselves, and they have nothing. So I am going to be asking for your October board meeting, if you wouldn't mind, if you have a bin, I could bring a bin, and if anyone is able to give baby clothes, toiletries, socks, toothbrushes, sanitary napkins, anything that you can give, because I would like to gather as much as I can for them, just because for them to I donate to them regularly, but for them to reach out to me, I know that they're struggling, because I do have a specific shelter that I donate to on the southeast side of Chicago. So I just wanted to ask that if you're willing to, and I'll definitely let the mayor and the clerk know what, the next meeting when I'll ask for that in October. Thanks.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, first I do want to mention that I did too attend the IML. I didn't get down there as earlier as some of the other trustees, so I didn't get the opportunity to attend as many classes. I did get the ethics and some of the AI information that they were, giving out. I got to network with quite a few different people, saw some old faces, met some new faces, and I had a great time. I also went to the Black Fire Brigade, and when I tell you that is something to behold, to see what our black firemen do. They created the fire pole. It's so much that they have done and that we don't know about, and we need to take our children on field trips there. We saw classrooms, and when I tell you there was order in that place, those young men were so courteous, so respectful. The classrooms were excellent. Even the rooms where they had the dummies in it, showing you how they had to do paramedic things on pregnant dummies, transgender dummies. I mean, they covered it all. And what I respect about this is that I'm not saying we have to have a black fire chief. I just want everybody to have an opportunity. I don't like the fact that it's limited and that you have to go through the ranks in order to reach the top. It's not done that way for the police force, and it shouldn't be done that for the firemen. I think we always want the best and the brightest to represent us. It's not about color. It's about doing the right thing and getting the right person in that position. And as Donna was speaking about executive session, I've heard a lot of stuff from executive session. I don't have a husband or spouse, but I can't believe these people don't go home and talk to their spouse, who in turn may talk to someone outside of the household. I've seen things on Nextdoor that I'm like, wow, how did she know that? But it was done. And it's very disrespectful. And when we talk about attacks, every day I got to wake up to a post where a certain person is ridiculing, talking about me, trying to tear me down. And other people have joined the bandwagon. I put up one post explaining how I get tired of having to tell same thing, how the votes are done. I'm not the one can delete a post. I don't have that strength. I don't have that. You're giving me way too much credit. It goes to a board. I don't know those people. I don't talk to those people. They make the final decision. And if you put a target on your back like you're a repeat offender, then yes, sometimes they immediately, headquarters, upper people decide, it ain't got to go through a vote. We see this person is doing the same thing over and over. It's supposed to be a network of helping people, bringing awareness, jokes, things like that. But all this attacks because you don't like the fact that, after election, she kicked us to the curb and she joined sides with someone else. Well, let's be clear. When I ran on a ticket, I didn't spit in my hand and say, hey, everything y'all want, I'm going to do. That's not me. God blessed me with a brain. God blessed me with the ability to decide what I feel is best. And while they're talking, I'm working. I would like someone to see my phone and see how many calls I get a day on Aqua. And as the result of all those people on Aqua, they started talking about the HOAs to me. They started complaining about, hey, Gina, do you know anything about this? Oh, you on a HOA? Can you help us? And God birthed that idea to me. Excuse me, I was courteous to you all, but y'all are talking the whole time, and I find that very disrespectful. So when the HOA God gave me to bring all the HOAs together, because these same people are complaining about their dues, about paying special assessments, about not getting work orders done, about having to pay their water bill through their assessment. Maybe they're a one family member house, but somebody across the street got 4 members and they all got to pay it. So I'm trying to work for the community. I'm trying to get things done. Yes, I see the hate, the jealousy, whatever you want to call it, and it's unfortunate because I'm just here to do God's will, whether y'all like it or not. You can say what you want. And I don't have a personal issue against Matt Welch. I just wanted to say that the few times I did reach out, I won't say he never got back to me, but it wasn't always immediately. It took a while. And then when I decided, you know what, I can get this research done on my own, which I did, and I chose to do it that way. Y'all always want to count dollars and cents? Right after that election, people were saying, oh, why we got to have 2 attorneys? People on Penn Oak Lane were complaining to me. And I said, well, you know, we're trying to make sure that we get the help that we need. But I wasn't exactly getting everything I needed. So I took it upon myself to do it. And I want to give condolences to Rose Nettles, a longtime resident here. Rosemary Nettles passed away. And I want to give condolences to her family. And I want to remind everyone this Thursday in this room, the HOA, if you're a part of a HOA, please come join the conversation. Let's talk. It doesn't have to be a gripe session. It needs to be an educational session because a lot of HOAs haven't met since COVID and they don't know what's going on. No elections have taken place. None of the above. So we'll meet here, we'll greet here, there will be refreshments here, and it will be the first of many because I'm not going to just do this one time and then everybody go back to business as usual. No, we want to hear results and we want to keep following up. So that's what I have to say. God bless you all. And thanks for those who were courteous.
Let me say IML was a very great experience. I went to the Parks and Rec seminar. We attended the round table for the trustees. Trustee Fulcher and I were in the retail seminar regarding certain taxes, things of that nature, how to attract certain businesses to University Park. Let me also say that Matt Welch, since I've been on the board, has never, ever reached out to me. Never, not one time. And I've been here, I'm the second senior trustee behind Trustee Brooks. But anyway, IML was a great experience. It was good seeing people that we saw before. Congratulations to Sheila Chalmers. She is now the president. It's good to see. It took 112 years for a Black woman to get in that position. That speaks volumes, that the door is open for anyone that's an elected official to move up and be in that position. It's a great honor to see her take that gavel at lunch, which we all were there as she done that. It's a great experience. So University Park Town Hall meeting, Saturday, October the 4th. It will be at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. We're going to talk about road infrastructure, financial update, University Park golf course update, department update, village programs. The Mayor's Office of Special Event, Free Night of Fright, Trunk or Treat, Friday, October 31st, 2025, 4 to 6:30 p.m. while supplies last. 90 Town Center, costume contest, treats, music, Fright Night, drive-in movie, and we would like participation of the fire department to bring the truck out. We asking any resident if they want to come out, decorate their car, so we can have more cars than we had last year. All right. Breast Cancer Awareness Month, held by Trustee Karen Lewis. October 18, 2025, from 10 a.m. to noon, right here in 90 Town Center. This is just a breast cancer discussion about people with all cancer. It doesn't have to be just breast cancer. We're just talking about the support that people don't have when they have cancer. Breast cancer, bladder cancer, bone cancer, those are discussions that we don't talk about. And some people, when they do have cancer, they feel alone. It's a big discussion for all of us to talk about, come together for camaraderie and support each other. The Mayor's Office of Special Event, winter coat giveaway while supplies last, University Park residents only. Coats, gloves, hats, and scarves. Saturday, November the 15th. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., 90 Town Center. Please register online. If you want, you can talk to Kevin Battle. He's our new community organizer. And that is all. Have a great rest of the month.
And I'm sorry, Trustee Jenkins. Mr. Battle, do you have anything for tonight? So I think that he needs a proper introduction. So
yes,
if you don't mind, this is Kevin Battle. He is the Community Relations, new Director for Community Relations for the Village of University Park. So, Mr. Battle, sorry to put you on the spot, sir.
No problem. Okay, good evening. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me in the back? Okay. Okay, my name
pick up
is...
the mic, too. You can tell, yeah, you don't have to.
My name is Kevin Battles. I am the new Community Outreach Coordinator for the Village of University Park. I was hired to bring programs and events back to University Park. 5 events that's taking place over the next few weeks. First event is we have a senior breakfast bingo taking place at the golf course on October 10th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It is open to University Park residents from surrounding communities. It is $10. It's all-you-can-eat buffet, so it's a real good time. It's being sponsored by Zing Healthcare. They're one of the sponsors. They're going to donate prizes. The second event, we're having a youth dance class for kids 4 to 14. Registration is open. It is $60 for the session. That covers the whole session. It's not per class, it's the session. We have the Governor State University Dance Company teaching the class. So what's lined up in that, they will be performing at a halftime game at Governor State. They will also be performing with the Creep Moni high school cheerleaders for a holiday presentation. The next event, we have youth co-ed soccer taking place at Creep Moni Middle School and Coretta Scott King. Registration for that is open as well. The first session will run from October 20th to December 4th, and that will take place Monday and Thursday. It is $70 per player for the session. We'll teach them all the skills that's needed for soccer. And in the future, this would lead to an actual soccer league in University Park. The next program, we're having a ABC discussion about Medicare taking place here October 9th. It's hosted by Devoted Healthcare. Space is limited. So if anybody is interested in participating in this, please call 708, trying to remember the number, 235-7038. And the last program, I'm teaching this personally, is a HIT cardio training. It is for anybody 18 years and older. If you are trying to get your summer body ready or your winter body, please do so. That class starts October 8th. It runs Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. here at 90 Town Center, and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. 10 a.m. I apologize. That class is a 4-week session, 8 classes, $40. So that's $5 per class if you want to pay that. If you want to do a drop-in, it's $7. So it is a good time. And I am looking forward to having plenty of more events taking place in University Park. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Battle.
By myself? Okay, I'm really on the spot. Okay, so I have been in Parks and Recs since 2000. I started at Homewood Flossmoor Park District, dabbled in healthcare administration. I previously come from the village of Moni, 3 years. So it is an honor to be here and to provide a service for the village of University Park. Yes. No, I actually have a double degree in education and exercise science. Bachelor's. Yes. And minor in community health. Yes. It should be.
It's on there now.
Should be on there now. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much. Sir,
you.
pass the mic to Kush Booth. Patel, let her introduce herself to everyone.
Hello guys, I'm Khushbu Patel, the Executive Mayor's Assistant and Liaison to the Board of Trustees. So if any of the residents have any concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to bring it to the trustees and the mayor. As soon as, sorry? I'm the executive liaison to the mayor and and to the Board of Trustees. A little bit about me. I graduated from Governor State in Bachelor's of Accounting. I'm also a real estate agent, so if you ever need any help, that has helped me manage any conversation that I've ever needed to get through. So if any of you guys have any issues communicating or bringing up any issues in the community, please reach out to me. I should be the person to take care of any concerns.
Thank you. Trustee Jenkins Bell.
Good evening. I had the pleasure of attending IML this week, over the weekend. I got there on a Friday. I had to work, and so I wasn't able to make it all the days. I had an opportunity to go to 2 classes. One was ethics training and AI, and a business meeting with some of the mayors of Illinois. I'm sitting here with a lot to say, and I want to be very, very clear when I start this. I want to read a statement that was written, a letter. On April 1st, the people of University Park spoke loud and clear. You elected me because I promised to put our residents first always. On May 6th, I took the oath as your trustee. In my remarks that night, I told my colleagues, we don't have time for infighting. We won't agree on everything, and that's all right, but I will not be intimidated or silenced. I pledge to work hard, listen with respect, lead with compassion, and always act in the community's best interest. Keeping that promise means telling the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Some might not like what I'm about to say, but our residents deserve honesty. Trustee Brooks, let me be plain so there's no confusion. At our meeting before last, you told residents that I took $5,000 campaign contribution from Village Attorney Bert Olderson. That was not true. You also had my D2 filings from the State Board of Elections to back it up. That wasn't true either. Saying these things in public that you know are not accurate misleads our residents and calls your judgment into question. I'm going to read a letter from Attorney Odelson and enter it into the record. It was sent to you and copied to the mayor, the village manager, and every board member. Dear Trustee Brooks, I have been told by Sonia Jenkins Bell that you made a statement at the village board meeting concerning me. She told me that you claimed I gave a $5,000 donation to Trustee Jenkins. Sir, that is an unequivocal misrepresentation of the truth. In other words, a lie. She also said that it was listed on her D2s or words to that effect. Sir, I suggest you check the State Board of Elections website where you find no donation by me to Ms. Jenkins. I also understand that you alleged that Ms. Jenkins was in a village board meeting where she was applauding different statements relative to you. Although I cannot speak to that truth of that statement, Ms. Jenkins was certainly not at the board meeting, the Democratic meeting, because she was attending a very tragic situation in 2025. I do not appreciate accusations made for me, my law firm, that are complete untruths. My firm is the village attorney for the village and does not get involved in the political fights between elected officials. That's not our job, and quite frankly, it's not yours either. The trustee and mayor are there to conduct the business of the village and not to make wild accusations that have nothing to do with the conduct of business. I would appreciate for the future, if you have a question or concern, address those matters to me or Felicia Frazier or managing partners. Very truly, Village Manager Bert Olderson. Trustee Brooks, in short, you lied. Attorney Olderson called you out on those lies. No matter what you say next or how you might try to demigod or deflect, the residents are going to judge you by the content of your character and weigh your words with greater skepticism. In trying to diminish the reputation of Attorney Olderson and myself, you diminished your own. And that's a shame for all those we serve. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, board members and the residents. Now let's truly get back to work. Also, tonight, I want to address some issues where they said that this was personal. Okay, we have a baseball organization. I was a trustee at the time. I helped Ms. Robin Walker start the organization. It was a lot of hard work. We worked a year before we even got it off the ground. We begged, we pleaded the village for money. We couldn't get any. We did everything in our possible to get it started. We started it with no children and no money. And we built it slowly and steadily. Trustee Donna and Robin worked together to secure funding at one point to get a grant. The grant was given to the baseball organization at $25,000. We got money from Moni Township as well, and the village eventually had faith in us and gave us $6,000 as well. So that combination was $55,000. I don't know what transpired, but at one point, because I was a trustee, not involved in the day-to-day activities with the baseball organization, just with my daughter working the concession stand. That's all I did. I paid for I helped with Greg Barksdale and myself. We paid for the 501c3 non-for-profit because we didn't, I repeat, have any money. So we were very proud of this organization. We worked hard. It was blood, it was sweat, it was tears. We didn't have a cart like the Lions are getting ready to do. So Robin Walker children dragged the field. We picked up the glass, we picked up the paper. So yes, it became personal for me because we worked our tails off. When we got the $55,000 in a bank account, we decided, okay, they decided that the grants came and said that we're gonna get a catcher thing in the back where the children played, some new bleachers and the fields repaired. All of these different things were in the grant. So at one point, the money was removed out of the bank for whatever reason. I have no way of knowing. But the point is that I believe in the children in University Park. I wanted to support the children at University Park. I gave the children everything that I have. Not only that, when they was not done, we wouldn't even went to court if the money was removed and the things were purchased and the things were done because they were beneficial to the children that needed this in University Park. The organization was then removed from University Park. We didn't practice on the fields. We haven't had games. We were getting all of our people coming out to our games at Craig Park. Things were going relatively well. All of a sudden, nothing. So I'm looking at this situation, and it's not personal with me. It's personal because the children did not get what they justly deserve. This infighting, what we're doing about this situation, is not causing problems for me. It's causing problems for the children not getting what they justly deserve. This is why I'm arguing about this. This is who I am. I love University Park, and I've stated that for many, many years. I don't talk about it, I do it. During COVID, my daughter and myself fed the children and families in University Park every day, 5 days a week, religiously. I didn't talk about it, I did it. I don't sit up here in this position and think that it's a position of entitlement. This is a position of servitude. I have served this community. I've served it with dignity, respect, and honesty. And for someone to tell me that I took a donation from an attorney that I did not was egregious, and I am owed an apology. But I know that's not possible. I know that's not going to happen because I didn't do it. I know I'm not going to get it because you would never get it because that's the part of your character. So this is where I'm at when it comes to this. This is where I'm at when it comes to this. As a community, we need to start working together. I have taken a drive. I work, and let this be clear. I work at Amazon. I'm proud to say that's where I work. That's where I work because I'm able to see everything that's going up around me. We're standing still, marching in place. I've watched Monique open up a standalone Dunkin' Donuts, a Dollar Tree, a standalone Starbucks. I've watched them dig and get ready for their track and feed, their feed and track or whatever it is store on the corner of Governors and Money Manhattan Road. And not only that, they've dug and they're starting to build homes in the back of a warehouse. Lo and behold, how about that? So, and then we look at these situations and we're watching them. That's our fierce competitor. And we're watching them, but all we can do is keep arguing and fighting with each other and having disagreements and being disrespectful. It was horrible what happened to one of our residents tonight and how she was taken out of here. But what do you do? What do you do? We have to stop the hate. And not only that, we're having our trustees and our elected officials bullied, threatened, treated poorly. And do you believe and honestly believe that we're going to continue to be scared to come and represent somebody that we're doing our best to do our best? And we have to be attacked in this situation? Are you kidding me? We have to be cyber bullied. We have to be threatened in lots to be, somebody gonna die tonight, somebody gonna die. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So I have reached out to the sheriff of Will County. I surely did. And I've asked him to have non-political presence in these meetings. So if things happen, they will be dealt with the sheriff, not with our UP finest, because they're put in situations. Because how are they going to do their jobs and everything is always considered to be political? Political. And let's talk about politics. Let's talk about going up the ranks. How about we had a police officer that didn't get his opportunity, his God-given opportunity out of all of these years of service to go into sergeant school. He was skipped over. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So we do not want this to continue in our community. And how are we going to make rules that are not going to support 79% that look like us? And we sit here and we pretend like we're not doing it and we don't see it. We have real problems in this community. Our water is still bad. Yes, we asked for a fence when we should have asked for Oasis water filtration in our elementary schools. That's what we should have been asking for. All we did was give Aqua the opportunity to hide what they're doing to us. And let the record show that as well. So when what I'm basically telling you is that I love this community. I'm going to protect it to the best of my ability. And when I feel that something is not right, I'm going to tell you that it's not right. Now, we sit here and we political posture, and we don't tell the truth. We say corruption needs help, but we're not willing to turn over our friends that are corrupt. Let all of that be said, and let the record show. And I just wanted to tell you guys to have a wonderful evening. Have a safe week. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I am who I am. I'm going to stay true to who I am. And I'm going to constantly protect you. When I see things wrong, I'm going to say it. But I am not, I repeat, going to be bullied by anyone ever. I yield my time.
Trustee Lewis, you got one more addition?
One more addition.
Quiet, please. Quiet.
Motown Classic Custom Car Show featuring Big Stu, Saturday, October the 12th, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m.
So.
Oh, I'm sorry. October the 3rd is the first Friday stepper set at the golf course. Let me say that it was amazing. It was a beautiful turnout. They came out in the droves for the first stepper set. So October the 3rd will be, it's always the first Friday of every month. It is really going back on in University Park. I want to say that. Please come out.
All right. With that being said, I would like to invite and encourage all of our residents to come out October the 4th, the village, and hear the state of the village. We've gone a long way. We've done a lot of work since I've been in office in 2019. Here's an opportunity where the residents can come out, meet some of your newly elected officials, have some conversations, see what's really going on in the community. We're doing better than we've ever done before in the history of this community. So when we work together, we win together. So please be encouraged. October the 4th, that's Saturday morning, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Be encouraged. There's something absolutely positive to look forward to. The future is brighter than the past has ever been. With that being said, may I have a motion for adjournment, please? All in favor? Thank you.